Well, I just woke up. Time to watch this Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. I'm gonna try and bite back any commentary I have until we watch through it once. It looks like we've got 2 minutes of footage.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my god.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst were left here.
Come on! Duncan!
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur.
What?
Defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Okay, we got a lot to unpack here. Okay, first impressions. A little quippy. Could be good. Could be bad. That can go either way with me, okay? I've enjoyed some, like, Joss Whedon shows in my day. I've hated some later things inspired by Joss Whedon. So, we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Visually, looks distinctive from the World films a bit, which is great. I should say something. I griped about this banner in the teaser. No, in the article. The article review, I complained about this When Dinosaurs Rule the Earth banner. Apparently, this is a modern era dinosaur exhibit, i.e. these are Jurassic Park, Jurassic World dinosaurs that are supposed to be on display here. So the banner makes a little more sense. I don't know why anybody would know what the banner looked like in the visitor center when the original park wasn't open, but it's slightly more justified. It's slightly less egregious because it actually is a museum exhibit about the Jurassic era. And I think now looking at it, you can actually see there's some sort of like mural back here with people and buildings in it, which I didn't notice. So there's that. I have heard through the grapevine, this may be Rexy, which is insane if they put Rexy's fucking bones in this movie. But that might just be an unfounded rumor, so I don't know. Allegedly, there's a piece of merch that says this skeleton is Rexy, which is crazy to me. Like, it's just crazy to me that they would put her carcass in the film. Kill her off, fine, whatever. She died between movies, I guess. But, like, to actually just show her and be like, yeah, that era's in the past is wild.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
Mission specialist.
So I assume this is the pharma guy who's probably going to be the secret villain. Because these movies kind of write themselves, but we don't know that he's a villain if that's who it is.
Sorry, what mission?
Who knows?
This would be a
I like seeing this jungle-y environment again. I'm not in love with the idea that we have to go back to an island, that like every Jurassic film just has to be on an island, but I do like seeing the jungles. After seeing after like Dominion moved into a different environment was very, which was good. You know, that was nice to see something different. But yeah, there is some nostalgia connected to the, you know, misty jungle with dinosaurs in it. So
medical breakthrough that could save countless
I'm
lives.
I'm not like against them going back to an island. I'm more, my biggest qualm is the idea that this is a third island
It
that
comes
had
from the
original
largest
dinosaurs,
on the planet.
which is like, seriously. So we get our first dinosaur reveal, Titanosaurus. These guys were leaked a long time ago in descriptions as having these like double sails, like one on the ass and one on top of the head. I think these are more reserved than what people had been describing, and like some fan arts and stuff. So I don't mind this depiction. A few points. One, why is this Titanosaurus? Titanosaurus is, well, a titanosaurid, of which we have like hardly any bones. So I guess if the argument is we want to make a weird sauropod, okay, sure, fine, Titanosaurus, whatever. But like, huh? Interesting design here too. Very like diplodocid whiptail, and then we've got like a short, stubby, like fairly like Apatosaurus coated neck. Like this gives me Apatosaurus vibes of being this very short banana neck. I like the thickness. This is very nice to see. I very much enjoyed the Dreadnoughtus and Dominion. It was one of my favorite designs from that film. I like seeing like a nice thick sauropod neck, because this is probably more realistic than what you see in like the first, you know, 5 films or whatever. Maybe Brachiosaurus isn't bad because Brachiosaurus is kind of a little different, but like Apatosaurus should have a pretty thick neck. Like Titanosaurs, as far as I understand, have pretty thick necks. So yeah, I don't think there's any support for like a whiptail in Titanosaurids, but these guys are supposed to kind of be a little off. That's kind of supposed to be the vibe of the dinosaurs in the movie, which I don't love the idea of that, but it explains it a little bit. I like the color palette. I like the stripes on the neck. I like that the little sails they do have are like colored different to stand out. You can see the tail, of course. We've seen this before in the other shot, and it looks nice and stripy. So they look like they're a better sauropod design color wise than a lot of what we've had. I would say.
Fortunately,
I don't know how I feel. The CGI on this guy here in this like direct sunlight looks a little off to me.
for us, all these species exist.
Not like horribly.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist.
You can see there's like wrinkles in the skin that move a little bit. The sail moves, so it's not like bad or anything, but I don't know. Something about the direct lighting there on the body looks a little weird. This one here looks fine. I don't know. I'm just nitpicking. Don't worry about it.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place.
So is that's probably a Kets, judging by like how big it is compared to like the mountains. We know there's a new Kets in this movie, and we see it in the trailer.
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
Hold on.
More or less.
I have a weird thing I want to look at. Okay, so this is a real sauropod, because you could see the pillar feet instead of like the actual like toes that you have in like a JP sauropod. I was just wondering if this is supposed to be, you know, like an actual in-universe modern Brachiosaurus skeleton or something, but I don't. This feels very fossil, so I don't know. I don't know if this is supposed to be all modern specimens in this museum. Maybe people have just misread information about it, because this just looks like a regular fossil sauropod. This doesn't look like a Jurassic Park sauropod.
More or less.
More or less?
So this would be where was this? This is like the first set photo that leaked or whatever of this like megalodon jaws like beachfront area or whatever. We got like the Thailand type hills in the background, it looks like. So this has to be like, it's like the same type of environment as this new island, so you'd assume it's like in kind of the same area, which would explain the megalodon jaws.
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados. Avoid government.
Okay, going towards Barbados. Where is Barbados again? Listen, my American education is failing me. Caribbean, okay. I was thinking Caribbean, but I wasn't confident enough to say it out loud. It's also kind of just, if you ask an American where an island nation is, they'll just be like, the Caribbean? So that puts it, interesting. So I wonder if the island is in the Caribbean, which puts it on the other side. Right? We'd be looking at an island kind of somewhere off the north shore of like South America, as opposed to, you know, off the coast of Costa Rica. Which is kind of weird. I think some people were kind of speculating that was like another one of the 5 deaths, the second or third island. But if it was like a 5 death, how would it have gone like unnoticed and like unpillaged for Jurassic World? I mean, they say the dinosaurs are like bastards in the trailer, so like I guess, but do we really think like Jurassic World went to just, you know, ransack them? Also, how are the titanosaurs going to be like extremely, these are too dangerous for Jurassic Park, too dangerous for the original park? How? They don't look any bigger than like a brachii or something. No.
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards. No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original
not
Jurassic
been
Park.
true originally. Plenty of people went there. So we've got this lab, the original research facility. So I think the idea people are going with here is that there's site, let's call it site A, because it would be first, right? Site A, first location. It's where the first clones are made. Either they're released into the wild the same way they are on Site B, and then they decide to abandon the island because they're too dangerous, or something happens and they get released accidentally. The island's abandoned because the dinosaurs are too dangerous and too weird and not quite correct. They go to Isla Sorna next. They set up a new research facility. They create more accurate dinosaurs. And then from there, they build the park on what would, I guess, be Site C, essentially, Isla Nublar. And then their essentially third wave of dinosaurs are the park ones. I mean, I guess if you follow the novel, the park ones would be just Sorna dinosaurs transplanted. But the thing, I don't know. The Sorna Nublar thing is always a little weird, like, because you see dinosaurs both in the novel and in the film hatch on Nublar. So I always thought it would make more sense if Sorta was the factory floor, i.e., this is where they tested out new genomes, figured out what the dinosaurs were, and then hatched a new wave on Nublar to actually display. I never really bought the idea that they were going out and capturing like dinosaurs to transfer. Like Gallimimuses or something, sure, but like the idea of capturing like a juvenile T-Rex to transfer to Nublar always seemed a little weird to me when you could just hatch a new one. But like semi-canonically, Rexy is from Sorna. That's like in marketing material. So what I'm saying is like fan wank, like headcanon, and we have no. I mean, the evidence is the film itself. They're hatching new raptors on Nublar in the first film. Like, not every dinosaur from Nublar was transferred from Sorna. Not every dinosaur from Nublar was cloned on Nublar. It's a mixture of both. That's all I'm saying. This was a pointless aside.
Facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Hold on. There's something in the background there. This is gonna be the part where I like fucking go back and forth. Laboratory. Yes, do be a laboratory. Corporation, maybe? That's like the InGen logo. Laboratory InGen Corporation, I guess. So, okay, this is like a number? Like 0... Is this just going to be like 0, 1? Or 0, 0? Laboratory 1, InGen Corporation Incorporated? I think so. InGen Corporation Incorporated. That seems... Wait, why would you say both Corporation and Incorporated? That can't be it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Velociraptor. Looks like a tiger stripe raptor, maybe? Looks like there's some stripe in there. Stripe in there. Hard to tell, because he's, you know, orangish in a tank of orange. I'm a little surprised to see, like, hey, this is the island of misfit dinosaurs, where everything was too dangerous to put in the park. But also, we put Velociraptor in the park. Like, huh? Maybe the argument being that this is like, you know, version 0.5 Tiger Stripe Raptor. And then the Sornoraptors are version 1 Tiger Stripe Raptor. And they're less bastardy. And then you get the Jurassic Park iteration, the browner iteration. And that's Jurassic, you know, Velociraptor 2.0. And that one's even less of a bastard, but still pretty big bastard overall. Like, but that's enough. That's like the threshold for what we can put in our park. I mean, part of the lesson of Jurassic Park is supposed to be corporate hubris, so it's not breaking canon or anything. Like, sure.
Park.
Fetus in a jar. Dude, that looks like a fucking face hugger, man. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's got a tail. That makes it a dinosaur. But, like, what is this big mushroom head? What is going on here? It looks like it's got spider legs. This is nuts. We got dart gun. Okay.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
I do like the paleontologist sarcasm there. As a scientist myself, I like it when a scientist is asked a question or response with unfiltered sarcasm, with very big, bro, what the fuck are you talking about energy? I can appreciate it's like cathartic, you know? It's like when somebody walks at me talking about astrology and I'm like, I need to leave or I'm gonna commit a crime.
Maybe we should make it quick. We
should talk about this. I'm really looking forward to seeing this ruins setting. I think this is a really cool environment to put dinosaurs in. Brings back, you know, trespasser vibes. Very, very neat.
Quick.
So that's the Ket's nest. This is our new Ket's design. Or I guess our older Ket's design, logically. Or like this would be an InGen, like presumably 80s era Quetzalcoatlus, and the Biosyn one would presumably be a new Biosyn clone. With like pure DNA, which makes sense, because as far as I know, this beak design here with this like keel or like ridge here on the front is not very accurate, which if these are supposed to be less accurate dinosaurs, sure. I don't like the idea of moving backwards in accuracy, but sure. I like that the design is different, but still feels analogous to the Dominion design. Like, it's still got blue on it. Like, it still evokes a similar animal. Plus, there are, like, different subspecies of Quetzalcoatlus. There's Northropi and there's Lawsoni, I think, off the top of my head. And one is, like, twice the size of the other. So, I mean, the one in Dominion is grotesquely oversized. So if this one is regular Quetzalcoatlus size, then, like, the Lawsoni, Northropi, I don't know which one's bigger. Like, that relationship is kind of preserved. So there's that. Yeah, so there's like our best look at it. He's got spiky haircut. Interesting design. So yeah, this does confirm that it's like not naked, right? It's got pycnofibers. He's got a mohawk. He's got like a fucking sharp horn on his beak there. This thickness of this upper bill and the narrowness of this lower one is weird to me. This head design looks strange to me. Proportions look pretty Asdarkety. It looks, honestly, does this look more like a Hatzegopteryx with that neck length? That looks very Hatzegopteryx to me. That neck looks like a little short for a cat's. But it's confirmed to be a cat's, so what you gonna do? We get to see him coming in. Quadrupedal movement, good. That's what it should be, especially for an Asdarkid. I like how you can see like the membrane, like the veins of the membrane of the wing. That's cool. Yeah, this CGI for this I think looks fine to me. The Titanosaur is like the only one that stood out as a little weird. And I'm sure like there's, we got what, 6 months on this shit yet? This is the first trailer. Like, if CGI tends to get worked on after the trailers release more, either these are the shots that are done, or they go back through and improve the shots. You can find a lot of instances of this if you go back through like other movies, right? So this is not necessarily even like final CGI. I'm not really concerned about it. Honestly, if the movie's good, I can live with a little bit of ropey CGI. Like a lot of my favorite movies are from the 80s with like a lot of really impressive visual effects. Like, what's the word? Traditional effects? I can't think of the word. Fuck. Practical effects. That's the word I'm looking for. But there's plenty of instances of things in movies that are done with practical effects and are a little stiff and a little fake, and I still love it. People like really like to like, champion practical effects over CGI. I myself prefer practical effects. I think having something tangible in the scene is always a good thing. But people act like practical effects are perfect and CGI is always bad, and that is just not true. That's just disingenuous. That's all I'm saying here. Oh no! This scene of like, oh no, the person got knocked over, but strong action person has to hold the rope and like brace their feet so they don't both go over the edge. This is in like every movie. This makes me think of The Matrix first and foremost. I love the environment of this island. I think it's very interesting. It looks great.
Dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
If you say so.
Please don't say they're raptors.
Okay, we got Velociraptor, presumably. I mean, they don't have to be Velociraptor, but I assume they are. I would love to have a new scene of antagonist Velociraptors that look like raptors from the original trilogy. I.e., not a Trosiraptor and not friendly Raptor Pack blue. No. So this seems like it's going in the direction of antagonistic raptors. Also, this toe claw looks awesome. Nice and long and sharp. Problem we've been having with some Jurassic things, making the raptor toe claws little bitty fucking talons. The bone inside, right, extends to like here or so probably. But the outer, nail covering should extend much further, and this looks good. The toe splaying looks a little weird here, but also if you look at the feet in the original Jurassic Park, it'll break all of your immersion, so never look at the feet.
The worst of the worst.
Okay, so this thing, this like fucking monster arm, this is the mutant. This is the big thing for the movie. This is the big bad. This is a hideously mutated 6-limbed dinosaur, and I don't like it. I don't like the concept. This shit looks weird as fuck. Apparently it's
We're
giant,
left here.
which I didn't know. Kids in the film because they got to rescue a family from the island too, because there has to be kids in a Jurassic film. It's like written into the fucking contract for these movies. Come on. Okay, so this is the Rancor Xenomorph Tyrannosaur thing, and I see where they're going for with the Rancor shit because he knuckle walks, right? Big gorilla energy, which the Rancor. Well, the Rancor doesn't knuckle walk. The Rancor just has really big arms. Sorry, the Rancor is fully bipedal in Return of the Jedi, right? At no point does it ever touch the ground with its hands. But it has very oversized arms. This looks just like a Xenomorph. This looks like this thing has a big bulbous head with no eyes and just a mouth of jagged teeth, which is like insane. Why is this in a Jurassic movie? Yeah, that just looks like a Xenomorph, dude. It just looks like the alien. What is this thing supposed to be? It's they've been, at least a lot of people have been pointing out, like, it's just a dinosaur but mutated, which would mean it is a particular species of dinosaur. You tell me, what kind of dinosaur is this? What species label do you put on this guy? It's just a hybrid. I don't care. You could sit and argue it's just mutated. It doesn't resemble any real animal. It's essentially just a hybrid. There's no functional difference between a mutant dinosaur and a hybrid dinosaur. Unless you're doing a Tyrannosaurus, but it's got a third arm coming out of the side of its body. It's got 2 heads. Then it's a mutant. But if it's this shit with like completely unrealistic, like insane elephant arms and like a xenomorph head, that's not a mutant. That's not a mutated version of a real dinosaur. That's just a hybrid. You've made a hybrid dinosaur and you've just put a different label on it. Hybrids are still in the franchise, essentially. Nobody hated hybrid dinosaurs because they were hybrids. They hated hybrid dinosaurs because they were made up fake dinosaurs when there's tons of cool and interesting real dinosaurs we've never had in the franchise. This is no different. Is that a... Oh no, we've seen this vehicle in leagues. Yeah, this is... I think this is actually an in-gen vehicle, but not like a JPG. It just has like the white and red color scheme, which doesn't really make sense. If this is the original testing island, why did they already have the Jurassic Park color scheme figured out before they were making dinosaurs? They're really optimistic. They're like, step 1, branding. Step 2, actual product. But kind of a member berry to use the coloring, actually, a little bit.
We put ourselves in a...
Okay. A couple things here. Sewer system or something. Actual gun being shot, presumably at dinosaurs. Cool. Did anybody ever shoot at a dinosaur in the World trilogy without it just being like a dart gun? Does a human kill a dinosaur in the World trilogy other than like the Raptor squad getting blown up by a rocket launcher? Indominus is killed by a dinosaur. Indoraptor's killed by a dinosaur. Giga's killed by a dinosaur. Like, humans don't kill dinosaurs in these movies anymore, which is ridiculous. It really, like... This is part of why there's, like, no tension in Dominion, right? Is, like, nobody can die and nobody can kill anything. It's just, like... It's silly. A villain can die at the end via dinosaur attack, and the antagonist dinosaur can die via dinosaur attack. And it's just like pain in numbers. Like, these are the only things that are allowed to happen in this movie. So that gives me a lot of hope for like more interesting, you know, scenes and tension and actually being in this. I think just the fact that it's an all new cast without a bunch of returning actors who are contracted to like live essentially will help a lot with tension, right? Going into this film, we have no idea who's going to live and die, except, I mean, Scarlett Johansson, the paleontologist, will probably live. They could pull a fucking U-turn on us and Uno reverse card and kill one of the mains. I would love it. I'm all for main character death. Let's do it. Kill everybody. Everybody dies at the end. Dilophosaurus, except it looks a lot like the Dominion design, which is really disappointing. Dominion took one of the most interesting and colorful dinosaur designs from the original film and turned it into a gray and orange blob, and I hated that. It's not quite that. This, like, orange with spots frill is, like, a little bit more interesting maybe than Dominion, because Dominion's is pretty much just, like, splotchy orange. But still, like, the lack of interesting coloration on this body, very disappointing to me. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they've done this gray and orange instead of like the awesome like black outlined in white on a nice vivid green with like a multicolored gorgeous frill. Like, I don't know why. I understand redesigning dinosaurs. I understand you want to give your own twist on it. I understand updating them for science. But if you're going to do the callback, like, here's our little dwarf Dilophosaurus with a frill, that's its venom. Why are you not using the original design, which is like perfect for that type of animal? Also, could we let the Dilophosauruses grow up, please? For fuck's sake. This Dominion came out. Dominion had a bunch of little Dilophosauruses in it, and everybody went, oh, they're just that big. No, they aren't. You could see a size of the Dilophosaurus on screen in Lost World. The original classic trilogy Dilophosaurs get 20 feet long. They get to the scale of a real Dilophosaurus. That was canon first. It's on screen in a movie. These are still juveniles. Why is every Dilophosaurus a juvenile? This one looks like it could be a little bigger. Just going from perspective, right? This is some fucking child. She's like 3 feet tall. Because I don't know how big kids are. And like this Dilophosaurus in the foreground, she's in the background. Like, this could be like this tall. Like, if you transplant this over here, this could be a properly tall Dilophosaurus. Oh, God, I hope. I'm getting my hopes up now. I'm really getting my hopes up that we get bigger Dilophosaurus. Would they put it in the trailer, though? I feel like if they ever do bigger Dilophosaurus in the franchise, it's going to be, here's the little Dilophosaurus being all cute. Hoot, 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 look at me. And then, like, the big one comes in from the other side, and it's like, I'm coming for you. Hoot, hoot. This vehicle in the background, what is this? Oh, I think this is a boat dock. So this might be a boat in like a housing. Like, this is like a weird like open air techno boat dock thing. And this here is a boat with like a tarp over it. We know there's going to be like some river rafting stuff, which is in here. Why? Okay, that's the skip ahead button. Whoopsies. Oh no.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
That's like a different sound effect too for that Dilo. Listen to that. It evokes the original a little bit, but it's more of like a trill than like a chirp. Like, that's my Dilophosaurus impression. I will not apologize.
Put ourselves in a...
Oh yeah, there's the Rex from the shot we saw. Gorgeous Rex, love it. This is from the article.
Place we don't belong.
Looks like she's just waking up, or he. Could be a male, I don't know.
Put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
Oh, there's another look at our hideous mutant. So I'm guessing this is like a flashback scene, because look, InGen, it looks all clean. This guy's in a containment suit. He's trapped inside with the Rancor, and he's like, oh, fuck. I'm not paid enough for this. Get me out of here. And this guy's like, nah, my shift just ended. Sorry. But you can see, this looks like the newborn from Alien Resurrection. It looks like there probably are eyes here. The xenomorph vibe, it's probably just like sunken little eyes and like big eye sockets. And like a big Chad chin. But like, what is this? Come on. Okay, Rex in the water. We know there's a scene from the novel, which is probably the Rex going after people who are rafting away in the river. And they're like, haha, we got away. You can't swim. The Rex is like, haha, I learned from the strongest and best crocodiles. I can swim. Which makes perfect sense. A Rex should be able to swim. That is just me making a joke. Should be a really cool scene. That's something people have been wanting from the novel since the fucking novel came out. People love that.
Survival is a long shot.
We get 3 Spinosauruses in this film with a Mosasaur. Everybody looked at this picture and was like, lost their minds. Nobody expected 3 Spinosauruses, much less the Mosasaur to also be here, which is really weird.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the Mosasaur.
Yeah, they're helping the Mosasaur. Excuse me, what? Are we doing like a mutualism thing? Which could be kind of cool, but like cross-species cooperation between 3 Spinosauruses and a Mosasaur? I don't credit a Mosasaur for being smart enough to like to develop this sort of like mutualism type interaction with an animal that's like from millions of years before it. Like crazy. We'll have to see the context of this because that's insane. Yeah.
Defend territory, stalk.
Weird. This is a point people have brought up, which I think is a really good point.
Defend territory.
This is a new Mosasaur, right? It's got this like extra tail fin here that it should have. This is like, I don't know if this shape of like just a shark fin on the tail is remotely plausible, but it should have like an extra fluke on its tail. We know that from the fossil record. It has this like this, like it's got a short upper section and then like a longer like lower section where the actual bone is, right? So the tail of a Mosasaur comes in like this, and then there's this upper just like fin. We know this from fossil impressions. So that's what they're doing here. But this just looks like there's a tail with a shark fin on it, which doesn't feel quite right to me. But again, they're not supposed to be quite right, yada yada yada. This is apparently a non like crocodilian Mosasaur. It's supposed to be, it's been described by like leaks as being like very smooth, which makes a lot of sense for an aquatic animal. But the problem is, this is just an island in the ocean. Why is this Mosasaur like never left this area? How does nobody know there's another Mosasaur here? Like, and I think that's a legitimate like complaint, right? Especially in the context of Dominion and Fallen Kingdom being like, the Mosasaur swims all over the planet. It just goes wherever it wants. But not this Mosasaur. I guess if it's formed a sort of mutualism thing with these Spinosaurs, it couldn't swim everywhere. If it wanted to hang out with its Spino buddies, it would have to stay by the shoreline. Because these Spinosaurs, they can't swim anywhere. Like, they're not going to be swimming across the fucking English Channel anytime soon.
Territory, stalk, hunt.
I want to rewatch that tail in the back there for a second.
Defend territory, stalk.
Yeah, very shark fin looking. Like, I thought for a moment there might have been a shot that made it look more like a fishtail, right? Where it's like C-shaped. But this just looks like a shark fin on top of a tail.
Hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Yeah, very quippy. Dialogue is going to have to be something I see in the context of the film and decide if I stomach it or not.
Territory, stalk.
Yeah, we can't get a good look at that Spino head back there.
Hunt.
We get a
None
good
of what
shot
you
of
just
it
said
coming
is
up
good.
here, though. Okay, so here's somebody getting knocked off a boat. I wonder... So, like, we can see here that the kids are in this scene. I wonder if this is near the climax of the film or something. But it seems like a lot of people to be alive at the end of the film. Maybe like this is like in the middle of the film where they're like, we're gonna get off the island. We got a boat, and then they get like the boat gets totaled and they just wash up back on the island. That would be kind of neat. And be like, fuck, we gotta find some other way off of this thing. Hard to get a look at that Spino. The head is probably a little wide, but that's understandable for this franchise. And again, they're supposed to be not quite right. That's like a big catch-all excuse. But it looks like a decent Spino design. Nitpick it. We could see like eyes probably there. This is like the best shot we get of this guy. Oops. Shooter. Okay. So this was something that came out in a leak, and then in the preview images from the article kind of remove people's fears. But from this shot, it looks like it is true that the Spinosaurus has no neck. This thing just has this big trunk of a neck right here, the little head on top. I'll have to see more shots of it to see how I feel about it, but it does look a little weird. It does have a little bit of a sausage vibe. This he looks like a fat fella. Kind of weird. Is this his fucking ear hole? What the shit? Bro's got a whole funnel in the side of his head. This is weird. The more I look at this, I don't like this. This is a strange looking Spino. This looks weird. Because, like, he's got his little crocs now, but it looks really little. It looks like it tapers really weirdly. Like, my idea of a Spino head is, like, it's flat. It extends out. I mean, it tapers a little bit towards the snout, of course. But this is, like, very triangular. This feels, like, way too short to me. It feels like it should be out, like, this far. I don't know about this Spino design. This looks weird. The scaling looks nice. The texture work on this looks really cool. But this looks very weirdly proportioned to me. This is going to be controversial. I don't know what they were cooking. Does it look a little bit better in that one shot? Is it like a weird perspective thing? Maybe a little bit, because this looks... When he turns to the side, it looks a little better proportioned. I don't know. It still looks very weird. Oh, he's got the little sail, the little hornlet, whatever you want to call it, the ridge between his eyes. This is missing on the JP3 Spino. This is like... The JP3 Spino is pretty okay for the era it comes from, but it's got those little horns above the eyes, which are completely wrong. Those are coming from nowhere. It should have this little, like, ridge thing between its eyes. This, like, unicorn horn-esque, like, little crest. So it's they got that right, I guess. Best look at the new Mosa. Actually looks a lot like the old Mosa. They just shaved off the crocodile parts. It looks fine. Some good counter shading. We got a white underbelly and a darker top, kind of orca vibes. Looks like a good mosasaur to me. I don't do mosasaurs. The teeth look interesting, because the teeth on this probably should be kind of like conical, like good teeth for catching fish, right? Or needle-like for catching fish. I don't know, man. I don't know mosasaurs. Yeah, seems alright. And the logo drop. In theaters July. Yep. True. Alright, well, I think that about sums up my feelings on everything here watching through the trailer.